Greetings, anatomy students. This is your introduction to mink dissection, and as you can see, I have my mink here in its plastic bag. And when you arrive, after you put your gloves on and your aprons on and your goggles, the first thing that we need to do is take your mink out of the bag. These are not the bags that we're going to keep our mink in. And I can show you in class how we're going to store them. So we can cut this bag open, and then we are going to just throw it away. So let me go ahead and do that now. I just took the scissors that were in your dissection kit, and I'm just cutting away at the mink. And so every group is going to have a dissection kit that looks like this. And remember, be very, very careful because you do have two scalpels in there. So when you're reaching in, be mindful of what you're actually touching. And so now that I have this open, I think this is a pretty juicy one. So I think I'm going to put some paper towels down as I bring my mink out, so that I don't get preservative all over. As we proceed through our mink dissection, your mink will dry out as we go. But for the first day, it can be a little bit juicy. So I'm just gonna pat my mink dry. Since we're going to be using these specimens over the course of a week, we don't want to run our specimen underwater. We want to keep that preservative on so that we don't have any growth on our specimen. But there we go. All right. So just a couple of review things. So now I have my mink lying on his spine. So he's in the supine position, supine spine. And this is the ventral surface of the mink. Up towards the head, this is the anterior side of the mink. But, you know, if you're describing the position of one muscle to another, you would usually say that, like, this muscle here, our pectoralis major, is cranial to our abdominal muscles, for example. And if we were looking at our abdominal muscles, we could say not so much. We could say that they're inferior, I suppose, to, for instance, the pectoralis major, or we could say that they are caudal to the pectoralis major, meaning that they are closer to the tail of my mink. So cranial means towards the head, caudal means towards the tail, and what we're looking at here is the ventral aspect of the mink. If we're looking at the side of the mink, this is the lateral view. And if we lay the mink on his belly, we are looking at the dorsal view here. So that's going to be the back of the mink. And so those were just a couple of terms that I wanted to review with you. All right, thanks for watching.